This is Jeff with Shout Out Minnesota, and we are here with
Thomas Nicholas, or Thomas Ian Nicholas.
nice to have you here, Thomas. We're at CRYPTICON, Minneapolis, 2015. You're obviously one of the guests, so want to talk a little bit about yourself and how you got into acting.
Well, I've started acting, about 35 years ago. No, 30 years ago. Wow, I am 35. I started at the age of 0. No, I started when I was 6, so about 30 years ago. And how I got into it was my mom was a casting director and was casting atmosphere for low-budget indie movies. And she got a call on a Sunday night at about 10 p.m. that said for this Jan Michael Vincent movie she was working on, they needed an altar boy at 6 a.m. the next morning. So she woke me up and said, "You're not going to school, you're coming to work with Mom today." And that was my first experience of a film set and essentially being an actor. I didn't have any lines, but I was a featured extra. But that was where the bug bit me, and I wanted to do it again. And so, much to my mom's, not her lack of support, because she sacrificed a lot for me to pursue my career, but she never forced me into it. And in fact, every 2 weeks she would say, "Are you sure you still want to keep doing this?" And I would always be like, yes.
Well, obviously you've been pretty successful. You've had been in several films. Obviously, American Pie is one of the big ones. How'd you land that role?
For American Pie?
Yes.
American Pie was see, all the ones like Rookie of the Year and American Pie have the most interesting story of how I landed them.
Okay.
Because they say like right place, right time. And with American Pie, when I originally got the script, I read the first scene. It wasn't called American Pie. It was called Untitled Teenage Sex Comedy that you can make for under $10 million that audiences will love but studios will hate. And so the first scene was my character, Kevin, and Tara Reid's character, Vicky. And he was, let's say, using his hand and receiving instructions verbally from Vicky about how to move his fingers. And I grabbed the script, threw it in the trash, called my agent, and said, "Why are you sending me teenage porn? No, thank you." And then it, through a series of events, I wound up agreeing to read the whole script. And when I did, and saw the heart that it had in it, and sort of the relatability and the humor and everything, I realized it was a complete package, and that I had foolishly judged a book by its cover. And so I went in and auditioned, and that was the rest is history.
Do you expect it to make so many sequels from that, or? I
didn't expect any sequels from that. I'm always just happy to have a job. So, I was just happy to be working.
Favorite movie you've starred in or acted in?
Well, probably Rules of Attraction was my favorite one in my career. It was the first time that I got to do ad-libbing or improv in a dramatic setting, which is vastly different from improv in a comedy. And so that was a really great experience. And Roger Avery is a mastermind. So I'm hoping that I get to work with him again someday.
Awesome. Now you have a new movie coming up. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I have a film that's it's in select theaters now. It's an independent film, so it only made it to I think about 100 theaters. There's a few more release dates. I'm not sure. You can check the website or the Facebook page to see where it's playing. But it's called Walt Before Mickey, where I play a young Walt Disney from the age of 18 to 27 before he created Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
So it's really inspiring because it shows his failures and bankruptcy. And when you think of Walt Disney, you think of someone successful.
Exactly.
And it opens your mind up to the idea that in order to succeed, you have to fail. So now, for myself, I'm excited about my next failure. Because it means I'm one step closer to success.
Did you feel any pressure in this film because of the role that you were playing?
I think the only pressure that I felt was what I put on myself to do the role justice. But I do that for any role. and especially when I'm portraying a real person. I mean, I had the same sort of pressure when I was portraying Frank Sinatra Jr. in Stealing Sinatra, or Abby Hoffman in the Chicago 8, or Martin Scorsese in the upcoming Zeroville with James Franco, and Will Ferrell and Megan Fox.
Another thing I want to touch on. It's
sorry,
okay.
Do I need to pick up these names?
No. Also, we being here at CRYPTICON, you're going to be playing some music for us tomorrow night.
I think I might actually be playing in this room.
In this room. Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I haven't done many conventions, maybe only a handful in the last 5 years or so. But when I do, I just kind of like let them know about, you know, my music side and say, hey, if you guys want me to play a show, it'd be fun. Because anytime that I'm traveling, if I'm not like with my guitar, then I feel naked. So
you do that a lot, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I tour around with the band. I just got back from 2 tours over in Europe. One in Austria. The other one was in England and Wales. And then I just played after Game 4 in Chicago. Unfortunately, the Cubbies did not win one in the series and got swept by the Mets, but the future is bright. And
there are a lot of Cubs fans here in Minnesota. What was that experience like for Game 4? I mean, that had to be crazy there.
It was nuts, because all I did was I announced that I was going to be going, and then I think every sports website kind of picked up the story, and somehow, I mean, I think I've never personally trended on Twitter, but I was trending right underneath Kanye West and Back to the Future Day, somehow, just by going to the game, saying that I was going to try to, bring some good luck. But obviously, I was there just for fun and support, and to be at, one of the division games, and my band played a show afterwards.
Oh, nice.
And like I said, the future's bright. We have a young team. I think the next 3 or 4 seasons are going to be something else with the Cubs.
They do have a lot of hitting power, for sure.
Yeah.
They had 6 home runs in one game.
Yeah.
That was intense. Well, I thank you so much for your time here. Obviously, here at CRYPTICON, Minneapolis 2015, and we appreciate your time. I'm going to give you actually 2 more things. One is social media. Are you active on social media, and how can they get a hold of you?
Well, I run on my own social media, and it's so if you think of my initials, Thomas Ian Nicholas, so TIN, so it's just Tin Band, TIN Band.
Okay.
And that's for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Awesome. And before you go, one last shout out to the fans of Minnesota.
Well, what's up? I'm Thomas Ian Nicholas, and just want to say that I love Minnesota. I've been coming here for years. Probably played a show in Stillwater, I want to say like 2000 and something, early 2000s. And I've braved the hot summers here. I've braved the cold winters here. And so this is a good time of year to be in Minnesota.
Thank you.